Gloves. More like... Wait, shoot. Hold on. Gloves. More like trees. Whoa! Let's get started on these leafed trunks. Leafed trunks. I should name the video that. I'm going to show you 3 ways to draw 3 trees as part of my trees installment to the backgrounds tutorial series. Let's start with the trunks. Put them all on the bottom layer here. Let's line all my trees up on one ground plane. Okay, got it. Oh, why is cyan the default? It's so bad on almost everything except not white. Almost everything except not white. Okay, ready? The evergreen tree, you guys. Start with the trunk roots. You put some lines. Don't make it fancy. Doesn't have to be. Ready? You're done. And then you build up from there. You build your trunk center, and you just give it some leeway just in case. Okay? That's the start of your evergreen tree. Then you go to your new layer, you grab yourself some nice faded green, start pretty high up, and then just start, that's not faded enough. It's not faded enough. Give yourself some nice, curvy branches, slowly getting wider as it approaches the base, and then give it a little leaf skirt at the bottom here, and start yourself on the other side. Okay? Ready? For the connection? Bam. Doesn't have to be perfect, okay? This is looking good already. Zoom out just a smidgen, and then get that line tool, and go right up the top middle, and just pick some random variations there, spots to throw some lines, and then at the bottom kind of go down each branch a bit until you get a little bit past halfway across, and you're done. Darken your green, slap it on, select all, delete things, select the green that you used for the dark green and put it a little bit brighter because you made it too dark to start. And then go to your trunk layer that you so recently locked up. Do the lines again. Bam! A little bit of dark trunk. Select your trunk, darken that up, and then ensure that you went all the way up to your thing, and then realize something is wrong, and fix it. Select all, delete the lines. You have just made a tree. Pretty simple stuff, you guys. You make 2 shapes, and then you put your line tool down each of them, and get a darker version of the color you used, and fill it in on whatever side you want to have shadows on it. If you want to add a few extra little baby shadows underneath the branches, it can add a bit of detail if you're looking at your tree from a close-up point. Not a bad idea. Not bad at all. And kind of just do it like I am here, like just on the bottom halves of all the little spots in there. And fill them in. And then we fill. My name is Phil. Hello, it's Phil. Hello, it's Phil. And today we're going to be talking about fire. Oh, I want to be Phil so bad. Take this carefully, and you might make some really treasurable trees. You can even take some liberties here and assume that there's a branch out in the middle. Maybe casting a shadow, just like that. You know, play with it. Shoot. Shoot! Make it tiny. Boy, this little tiny thing turned out to be a whole thing. You know, just don't do it. It's too risky. This looks good enough on its own. Tree number 1 finished. Tree number 2, the poofy circular tree. The tree like you just ain't never seen. Get a brighter trunk color. It's almost a tropical tree. It's a tropical tree to light. And then you realize you were changing stuff. So undo that. Start with a bit of a goofier trunk system. Kind of like this. Like coming up off the ground a little bit. And there you go. and then make some diagonal lines. That's always good. And that's your trunk. Make it a little bit thicker, just a bitly, and draw your line now so you don't have to do it later. Yeah, get your darker color, make those shadows happen. Oh, those look good. It's just drawing a line down the center and then darkening the other half. And then for the green, get a nice kind of brightish, happy green, and draw something similar to, but not exclusively pertaining to this. Add some circular leaves all along it. Lock off that trunk layer so that you can really fine-tune your leaves. You know, patchy stuff, real patchy. And as it gets towards the top, get it a little bit more solid and always pointing towards the sky with the final top bit, just like that, like the upside down acorn it is. And as you see more of the color you chose, you can pick whether or not it was good. I have realized that I picked something a bit too blue, if you can tell what I mean. So I'm going to select it all and make it a little bit more on this end of the green scale, and that looks good. Get your line tool and throw in some circular shadows. Now for shading this half, what you have to imagine is that this is a bulge of leaves, like a bulbous part. So in here, it's dark because this bulge has light coming from over here, but it's casting a shadow on there. But then this bulge is high enough away from the tree that it can get past the shadow being cast by this stuff. So it'll have its own shadow, and it'll have its own bright bit right about there, and only this part will be lit up. So just imagine that happening all over the tree. And like if you wanted to put a connecting bulge, that's not a bad idea. And then maybe like one more little one down there. Then you just draw your shadows accordingly. And there you go, imagining that the final bulges would look something a little bit more like that. But you don't see these shadows necessarily, because they're just going to be connected to the mess of shadows that goes on down in here. So then on this one, give that a little bright spot there, a little bright there, and a little bit extra. You know, I'm just picking random places, and then looking at how I drew the outside of the tree to know where to throw my highlights in. And then I'll just put a random one here, kind of like that. And it's starting to look great, I think. There, and then a random little one in there. Alright, last one is going to be right there. Done. So now if I drew everything right, you can carefully make a darker color. And, oh yeah. Trees are pretty, you guys. They're just pretty. I botched this somehow. Ah, I think it's right there. It was. Alright. Yeah, man. Good golly. Alright, select everything, delete all the lines. Trees, man. Looks better without. Looks better without. That one looks fine, though. Doesn't it? Who cares? I don't. That one looks great. That's tree type number 2. Nice and frilly. And then you can make variations on the sizes. They don't all have to be pointy like that. And they can be sort of, you know, like 2-circled. And, you know, like this. Do whatever you want. Next tree. Take it a step further on the pointiness. Let's get this brownish trunk color and just drop it a spit. Just a bitty spit. Get your trunk started off tiny. Like 2 little things. And then make straight up trunk action. This is like the kind of tree that you see in a parking lot of a market plaza. Sometimes. Give yourself some trunk interiors so you know where to take this thing. Yeah. Okay. Do your regular shadow. Darken that up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, where did I draw that? What is happening right now? Oh, no. Darken it. There. I don't know what just went on. No. Bam. It's not like you're even going to see it. It's going to be covered up by leaves. Okay, this one we're going spiky. So now on the top layer, get yourself a green, however you see fit. Just pick it at random. Bam. No, that's a bad green. For trees, at least. It's good for, like, grass and stuff. Yeah, this is great. So, start kind of spiky. The bottom flays out. Really do lots of lines like this. And then the overall shape is kind of pointy like that. Like it's been blown in the wind, like blown into place. And then just fill in all your spots. And get your lasso tool and go in and do some deletions like that. I'm just clicking, dragging, letting go, and then deleting. Well, that one's too big. Psh, looks good to me. And then get your line tool and just scrape it. Scrape it up and down on that diagonal until it, and then kind of like make the whole curve go like that, so the ending point is there. And then get your dark green, fill it in. Uh-oh. Flash. Are you doing that thing you do? No. Phew. Good to me. Get some little spots in here. Nope. Be careful. Give yourself a guide or a safety net so you can't accidentally fill the wrong place. Oh, that doesn't look that good, does it? Just fill in some random spots. And then select all and delete your lines. And you say, wow, I'm done with all these trees. All these things that I've done. So, if you try... ran out of words in that sentence. If you want to make variations on these, go right ahead. These are just some ideas to get your backgrounds up off the ground. Some tree shading ideas. Some tree drawing ideas. Play around with the angles of the trunks, the size of the roots, the height of the evergreen, the bulbousness of this thing, and then whatever the heck this is. Have a nice day, everybody. Andrew Bepler out.